Kenyans are thinking that you should minimize this drama, especially on your marital status, because somehow they can jeopardize your character or put you in a very negative situation. Because now we want to see that even our cabinet secretaries are very...
Point of order.
About opulence.
Order, Mishi.
Yes.
I think
there is no requirement for one to be married to be considered for public office in this country.
I'm saying that drama, there'll be some drama. You have talked about opulence. You talked about opulence on Murchumba Murkomen. You talked about opulence on Honorable Jogo.
This committee will not open anybody's bedroom.
Go to a country, copy something, and replicate here, and you think everything will work. So it puts the office you are holding in jeopardy, the name of the country, the name of the citizens, because of the theatrics manner or melodramatic manner you operate in your office. That's why I brought out those issues.
I'll take the next three. Mishi, Honorable Mishi, Honorable Shuria, and Honorable Raso.
Thank you, Honorable Chairman. Honorable Chairman, my question will be on Kenyans working as domestic workers in the Middle East, and I want to focus in Saudi Arabia. And my reference will be the gravity of the reports concerning the mistreatment of Kenyans working there, ranging from denying of food, beaten to death, taken to jail under unnecessary circumstances. Honorable Chairman, just recently, and I want to say thank you to you because you're among those people who assisted me together with the Cabinet Secretary, Prime Minister Musalia Mudavadi, to bring the body of one of my electorates, a lady who was working in Saudi Arabia, traveled with his employer to Egypt. And after 2 days, he died under unclear circumstances. It took us 1.5 months to have the body brought to Nairobi, then transferred to Mombasa. Honorable Chairman, I know there have been some reforms regarding the same issues, but I'm feeling that somehow there's no law enforcement. And I believe they are what we call international labor standards or labor laws, and we also have those who are domestic. And most of the time we are talking about this issue, we are putting some reforms, but yet nothing is being done. In the reports of that case which I've just mentioned, it has written that the death of this lady is under investigation. And this is not the first time. I had another previous case some months back. It had the same report that it is under investigation. But after that, there is no feedback, there is nothing, and it's just like that, and no justice is achieved on that. So my question is, do we have some protocol where it should be followed in case of such unfortunate happenings that the family maybe need to follow so that to ensure that they get the body at good time? For us as Muslim, you can imagine she was a Muslim and she had to stay in mortuary for almost 1.5 months for her to come back to Kenya. So I'm like, this is an area where we have to put some policies or rather some measures. And I know we have some impediment because some of the countries, maybe they are not subscribing to the United Nations and especially on universal human rights law. And that is why it became very difficult. We have been putting so many resolutions at the international level regarding this issue of human rights violation. But still these cases keep on happening each and every time. And yet we don't know. This family, they're just there. They get the body, nothing is being told to them, and sometimes even they don't get the belongings of that person. They just receive the body, and that is all. Some of them, they're denying their passport. The passports are confiscated. Some of them, they're rendered jobless. They had to go and sleep in the mosque and in the street in Saudi Arabia. So I think this is a matter which you really need to deal with. My second question...
He can only do so if he is confirmed.
Yeah, if you are confirmed, that is. And my second question is a plan to address the challenges faced by online job seekers in Kenya, utilizing the Ajira platform which the government of Kenya Kwanza has initiated. But I know it has been marred by so many challenges from digital infrastructure, especially in the rural area, lack of digital literacy, fraudulent job seekers, job offers, whereby our youth have lost millions and nothing is being done on that. What kind of intervention will you implement to tackle these challenges and ensure equitable access to online employment opportunity to all our Kenyans and more so protect them from these fraudulent offers?
Thank
On
you.
a light note, because now maybe you're going to be confirmed as Waziri for Labor and Social Protection. Kenyans are thinking that you should minimize this drama, especially on your marital status, because somehow they can jeopardize your character or put you in a very negative situation. Because now we want to see that even
Order.
our cabinet secretaries
Order,
very,
Mishi.
you
Point
asked
of order.
about opulence.
Order, Mishi.
Yes.
I think
There is no requirement for one to be married to be considered for public office in this country.
I'm saying that drama, there'll be some drama. You have talked about opulence. You talked about opulence on Murchumba Murkomen. You talked about opulence on Honorable
This
Jogo.
committee will not open anybody's bedroom. Shuria. Shuria, stop laughing and ask a question.
I think, Chairman, it's best you protect people's bedrooms, as you said. We don't want those matters coming out here in the public. I think...
The nominee, you will not comment on that.
Thank
Go
you.
on.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I think Caleb came up with a very long list, and I just want to maybe in future he might get another opportunity. Mheshimiwa, if approved, what key results or deliverables can Kenyans expect from you in the short, medium, and long term? I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Raso and then Mule.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Alfred, you are the governor of Machakos, and also you are government spokesman. During those two stints, we were able to follow you. You were able to publicize what you are doing, the government agenda, when you are the spokesman. But once you were vetted by this committee and you appointed a cabinet secretary, you just slowly faded away. Is it that maybe it is comfort zone to be a cabinet secretary? Or the dockets that you occupy were not really engaging? Because Article 152 clearly says what is cabinet. The president, the deputy president, the attorney general, and 14 to 21 cabinet secretaries. Those are the people who run government. And because of your background, we expected you to really support the government you are serving, particularly in advising them on the area of communication. Because your PhD is on communication. So maybe you will comment on that. Honorable Speaker, I need to ask something on labor. Not preamble, because I am just asking two questions because of time.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Alfred, my second question, we had two generals in the army, the late General Mlinge, General Mahmoud. During the army recruitment, recruiting officers will go to an area and they will say, look out for this tribe, because they were looking out for the minorities, that minorities should not be excluded from the army. When we come to the ministry, if the House approves you, the ministry you are likely to go to, labor. Do we have systems in place to monitor, to evaluate, to look for minorities? Because I think it's not good enough to just speak on the radio, the social media, or the Gazette. And yet a lot of youngsters who are in the rural areas do not have access to many of these things. So if the House approves your nomination, what is it that you are likely to do? That there is regional balance, ethnic balance, And a lot of youngsters will be able to get opportunity in Kenya and even overseas. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Even started calling me Mutua Cinema because they only see it in movies. And the people of Machakos were so happy, regardless of their campaigning against me, that they re-elected me for a second term. Very, very successful. And I beat them hands down, actually. And so I would challenge, Mr. Speaker, the people of Machakos who benefited. In actual fact, Mr. Speaker, there's a small problem happening in Machakos right now. And that is that I was approached by the officer in charge of registration when I was completing my term and said that there's going to be a problem because a lot of children being born in Machakos are now called Alfred Mutua. But I said they are not mine. And they said it's because most of them now are born in ambulances that you put into place. Because before, in Machakos now you don't find children called Nzilani because they're born by the side of the road, or others, because now people have that dignity. Moving on to the question of the squeezing of my hand, Mheshimiwa Ruto later introduced me to Mheshimiwa Nyonyi from Wanyama, who I felt his grip of the hand, and I realized it was not actually squeezing of there's a person who can really squeeze the blood out of your hands. And it was during the political times. It was a political move at the time. Now about Turkey, I'm surprised by the comments made by...
It is not called Turkey, it's Turkey. It's only written Turkey, but it's pronounced Turkey.
Thank you.
That is the name of the country.
Thank you.
I believe you meant the country of Istanbul and Ankara.
Yes.
It's called Turkey in English, Turkey in Arabic.
Yeah, that's the country.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I stand guided.
Yeah.
It is only that lately they have been
And
trying
if you
to
hand
push for
Kiswahili,
that
it's called Uturuki.
Uturuki.
Yes.
So Turkey, Uturuki, Turkey, depending on who is mentioning it from their end. I met and the ambassador who came, and we galvanized support for Turkey. And even we involved different government agencies for Turkey. Sorry, we've been calling it Turkey, for Turkey. So I'm surprised saying that our officers are embarrassed, yet we are able to work with them. Even our president issued his condolences and talked of the support that we are working. We've been worked very well with the ambassador from Turkey. I'll be surprised, even the ambassador will be surprised to hear of such. When I talked about all tourists planting trees, we said tourists will be given an opportunity and to urge the hotels
Point of
that
order,
when
because it is a matter that was in public domain and it came directly from the minister's handle, you could maybe explain how you delivered the goods, because according to them, nothing came. They are embarrassed to see the king. There is always everybody who promised delivered except Kenya. And it has put our nation at a very embarrassing position because of your comment.
Mean the food to Turkey?
Mr. Speaker, if I remember right, we even were able to galvanize blankets and rice and other items that were sent. So I'll look into it to find out where Honorable Caleb is receiving that information from. It's a surprise to me. I'm hearing it for the first time from him, because I've not heard of any complaints, and we worked very well as a government to help our brothers and sisters who have also always stood with us. And H is that tourists to plant trees. We issued and we say that we are going to encourage tourists coming to our country and hotels. And I had a meeting with the stakeholders to be given an opportunity to plant trees, and even came up with a formula which they have actually been using, where you are asked when you come in, do you want to add 20 shillings to your bill, so that that 20 or 50 shillings is for a tree where you can plant, and they can show you to plant. And that is something that now is starting to take traction as it continues.
So it was not physical planting of trees, it was fundraising for tree planting.
It was fundraising for tree planting, and for the ones who want to plant trees, we had even designated an area at Nairobi National Park, where people could go and plant trees, because some of them are so keen on the environment to go and plant. And the idea was to showcase where Kenya is in terms of environmental protection. It's an opportunity for people, and many people are very happy to be given that opportunity. And I know, honorable members, you've gone to places where after you make a payment, they ask you, do you want to add 50 shillings for this? Do you want to add 70 shillings for this? So it was that opportunity to be able to serve.
Point of order.
And lastly,
Was that money accounted for?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask, Speaker. When you said fundraise, was it an approved cabinet decision? And if it was, how much has been raised up to now?
sorry, Mr. Speaker, not fundraise, but be able to give people an opportunity. For example, if you come to a hotel and the hotel tells you, we have seedlings for you to be able to plant a tree. The seedling costs 50 shillings. Whether you can plant a tree or somebody plants a tree, do you want to contribute to it? You say no, that's it. You say yes, then you ask, do you want to be able to go and plant the tree, or do you want the hotel to plant the tree? So it's all about, and the government has been collecting numbers. It will be continue collecting numbers from all stakeholders who have engaged in tree planting.
It's like the little change you throw in a basket in a supermarket? Something like that?
So, yeah, but you're given an opportunity to say, yes, I want to be able to plant a tree myself. Mm-hmm. And many people opt to say, well, I don't have time to plant the trees, but can somebody else from the hotel plant the trees? And the hotels will be able to galvanize and say, as a hotel industry, we have planted these trees. And this is something we had agreed with the industry. So it was not just me speaking, it was about an agreement with the industry. And lastly, Mr. Speaker, and let it go on record here, because many dreams of our Kenyans are destroyed by selfishness of leaders. And forgive me for saying this. When we came up with a program of Machakos New City, we brought investors who signed MOUs worth 2.1 trillion shillings to bring investment not just in Machakos but across the country, using Machakos land that was available and other systems. And we started the process. Mheshimiwa Johnston Muthama and the Wiper Party went to court and got an injunction against us.
Point of order, Chairman. Point of order, Chairman. Because he's just named my party.
Let him finish.
He just mentioned my party.
I'll give you an opportunity.
Okay.
Let him finish what... And I want, go on, nominee.
They went to court and put an injunction, and an injunction was issued by court that we cannot proceed with that program until the court rules otherwise. The court took 5 years. Justice delayed is justice denied. Despite that, we were able to continue. And when the court ruled, and remember it was Justice Odunga, because I have the court case, when he threw out that suit and said actually it had rendered the people of Machakos poorer over time, because all those investments were lost. They went to Rwanda, they went to Ghana, they went to South Africa. Today, as we sit here, some of the problems we are facing with Gen Zs is because we've not been able to grow opportunities for them to work. That was a valid dream that was stopped by leaders who are more concerned about political clout of one another rather than taking care of the people of this country. We have to be able to be selfless to know that some programs you may not support them, but they are good for the country. And you support them because they provide employment and opportunities for others. We lost, the person who is built Dubai Mall, he came and he committed $400 million.
That is the one that had a component of Formula One?
Yes. The same component. He had committed to put a sports city and hotel system and everything, and even connect the highway from Machakos all the way. He came, he met the president, he met us. I went to Dubai, we signed an MOU, and the MOU is still there with him. But when it went to court, he took his money to Rwanda, and the rest of the money he took to Angola. Who lost? The Kenyan poor. The Gen Zs who are demonstrating because of that. What
is your point of order?
My point of order, Chair, and I want Kenyans to listen keenly to this. Mr. Speaker, the nominee has accused the Wiper Party of taking him to court. Now, at the point when he came up with this proposal, he had just been elected as Governor Machakos County on a Wiper ticket. I was also elected as a member of parliament on the same party ticket. I was not involved in any issue to do with with a court case. Neither was the party, because the party decision would have been taken at the national election, the NEC Executive Council. So when he says that the Wiper Party took him to court, he's being economical with the truth. I do agree that the senator of Machakos, who was also a Wiper member, may have been involved, but not the party. I would like to see some evidence that puts the party in court against him.
Let's settle that the senator who went to court belonged to Wiper Party, but it may not have been the Wiper Party that took him to court, so that we make progress. Who are the parties to the case? You say you have the case?
Yes, it was...
who was the plaintiff?
It was Senator Mudhama.
Yes.
And to Senator Mudhama, and when he went to court, he said he represented the views of his party and the party machinery. So I withdraw, and so we leave it as Senator Mudhama. And but you see, Mr. Speaker, sir,
yes.
This was done because, from my perspective, I may be wrong. It was felt that if Mutua is able to achieve this greatness, then it will deny others clout. And I'm saying I may be wrong. I'm just saying that I felt that the reason that was stopped is because it was felt that I needed to be put in my place so that check. I do not overtake other leaders in terms of supremacy. So I just feel that it shouldn't have come to that.
Point of order.
Yes, Deputy Speaker.
I hope that the nominee knows that you're actually under oath, so you risk perjuring yourself. You do realize that.
Dawood,
free legal advice.
Dawood, can the nominee confirm he was chosen on which party in 2013? Was it Wiper or any other party?
He already said he was elected on Wiper.
Okay, let's make progress.
Order, Shuria.
I think, Chairman, I'll just suggest if the nominee could just stick to the issue of his, rather than just going into politics, just to save us time and also.